Welcome back, folks, to Let's Replay Albion. And when last we left off, we're actually very nearly done with Albion completely. There's only this puzzle here, and one more room before we get to the final area of the game. And because I know what fight is coming, we're going to equip Tom with this pistol. And we're going to split up his and Joe's ammunition quite evenly, because this is going to be a very difficult fight that we're going to be walking into. We also want to make Tom the leader right now, because there are no more things that we need to manipulate whatsoever. We want to head over to that puzzle now. We want to also be very careful of these lasers, the last ever lasers we need to watch out for, and we managed to get through this whole area without having Malthus dance through lasers by being exceptionally lucky, which is always good. And I think, yep, I'm going completely the wrong way. Even in a fairly linear dungeon like this one, trust me to find a way to get lost, eh? And what is over here? A resounding amount of absolutely nothing. But what is over here? But a puzzle that involves bits of the floor that need to be lit up in a certain order. And over here are a lot of AI bodies, 2 encounters worth I think, that are particularly difficult. We don't have all the information we need yet to know which of these panels to light up. You'll notice there is a blue panel there, a yellow panel there, a red panel there, and a green panel there. And for the purposes of solving the puzzle, it presumes that you're facing north here. We need to find the final piece of information, and that is actually found by manipulating this without having the solution. It's in here. Looking at this panel here allows us to figure out the solution. There is a blue there, a red, and a green. And with this information, we can solve this once and for all. We want to press these 2 here, so we have 2 green there. We also want to have these pressed here for 2 blue here, and we want a yellow and a red here. And then we want to be very careful indeed, because we want to press this one, and that one, but not any others. So we want to press that one, and then this one. We then want to back up, turn around, and just head north, and that should be the solution to the final puzzle in the game. Well, at the actual puzzle, there is a dialogue puzzle that is coming up soon. Pressing this will open up that barrier there. And we definitely want to save here, because this is one of the hardest fights in the game coming up. Because we're going to be fighting a lot of those AI bodies, and they are completely immune to frost spells. And with that in mind, we are going to drink a lot of potions. We have 50 here. We're certainly not going to have 50 of them by the end. In fact, why am I even doing that? Why don't we just use some healing magic here? We want everyone at absolute maximum health, because these AI bodies pack a heavy punch, not only with their melee attacks, but also with guns. Each one of them will be armed with a gun, and each one of them will also have those melee stun prods that will deal a lot of damage to anyone. It doesn't matter how much armor you have, 49 protection will not save us from those guns. And that is the reason why Tom is currently armed with a pistol. It might be good to actually have him have some ammunition there. There we go. We want him to deal as much damage as possible very quickly. Let's go, shall we? Some completely identical persons emerge from the niches of this room and move towards Tom and his companions. The AI bodies! So Ned actually has an entire arsenal of these androids. Sharp observation, Driscoll. I am surprised at how obstinately you act against the company's interests and the common good. As I'm sure you understand, I must use force to thwart this act of terrorism. The artificial bodies attack. And this is one of the hardest fights in the game. You'll notice here that there are 2 AI Body 2s, there are 2 AI Body 1s there, and 2 more AI Body 2s. We want to make sure that these AI Body 2s do as little damage as possible. And unfortunately, Harriet isn't going to be very useful here whatsoever. Tom and Joe, however, are going to be invaluable. Tom is going to shoot this one, and Joe is going to shoot that one. Tom is shooting the one on the right because Malthus is going to fire a fireball at that one, and Harriet is going to use a ranged attack with a bolt rifle. Sura is going to try and Thorn snare that one so it doesn't do anything, and Joe and Dre are going to hit this one. Hopefully this is going to go well, because what might happen is that the back line of my team just gets decimated in one round. Let's see how much getting level 50 for everyone is going to have an impact in this encounter. That one is now Thorn snared, and that one is now gone, which is fantastic. And here are some ranged attacks, and there we go, a fireball there, some bolt rifle ammunition there, and a lot of firepower there. That one is now gone. Brilliant. We now want to focus on hitting the front line here. We actually also might want to Thorn snare this one so that one doesn't do anything. It may not work, but it is worth trying. And another fireball, I think, right there. Brilliant. And some melee attacks here. You might as well hit that one. The sooner we can get rid of these two here, the more likely we are to have nobody perish. This can go horribly wrong, by the way, if the AI decide to just fire upon Syrah and Harriet. They will just fall to the hail of bullets that will be launched at them. There we go, another Thorn snare here. It's a good thing I maxed that out. And those melee attacks hurt even Drur. And that is one bullet at Drur. Another one. Drur is nearly gone already. We need that. There we go. Some firepower there, and some firepower there. And some potions most certainly need to be drunk right now, so that Drur doesn't fall unconscious in this fight. We're not even going to take a risk here with that tiny amount of health that he's missing. We need every health point we can get, and another Thorn snare here might be invaluable. Let's go, shall we? That one is now not doing anything either, and some more melee attacks. That is like 54 damage with one single attack, and that was over 100 damage there over two pistol shots. And that one is now gone, and that one is gone too, which is brilliant. We're definitely going to keep using the pistols here and the rifle, because we need to take care of these ones as quickly as possible. I think a fireball there might be good, a melee attack there, and a ranged attack or two there. This is going rather well, and I'm very glad for that. We'll have a drink here, and another one here for Drur. We're not going to take any chances whatsoever. There we go, and we'll let the round commence. They're not going to be doing anything, which is handy. A few attacks there, and one fireball. Fireballs are always effective, which is good. And let the dagger commence! That is a lot of damage. Quite a lot of damage indeed. How many more bullets do we have? We still have a fair few. We are going to be needing them for another encounter momentarily. So I think it's time just to do this once more. Hopefully they'll now... There goes one of them! And the other one is still standing. I think we don't want to waste any more bullets, however. So we'll just let Syrah and Harriet and Melthus and Drur take care of that one. So when I said that, I really should have said that only Tom and Joe were hanging back. And there we go. 350 experience points. We want that red code card. That is a critical item. And 71 bullets. They are critically important, and also getting a heavy firearm here for Tom is also critically important. We'll split these bullets up there so Joe has some of them. Marvellous. Unfortunately, there are a lot more encounters coming our way. I think we need to back up here, most certainly. And here is another encounter with just one AI body 1. We can certainly take care of that without any real problems. There we go, and a fireball here. We might as well take care of all of them, because we do want to be able to save here before we go to the final area. And maybe a ranged attack or two here. I think this AI body is in a bit of trouble. It will manage to get some attacks off. It doesn't act as quickly as... it also only gets one attack, which is handy. Definitely not as dangerous as the... definitely not as dangerous as the AI body 2s. And some more bullets here, which means that we can just sort of freely... Uh-oh. That is not so good, though. That is 2 AI body 1s and an AI body 2. We want to Thorn snare the AI body 2 here, and then focus on taking care of the AI body 1. There we go, a few attacks here, and a fireball there. We have a lot of fireballs here. Getting to level 50 certainly helped, though. Right, that is one bullet there, only 2 damage, not bad. This is where you could get a lot of experience. Not that really getting experience at this point is any good whatsoever, because there is only one fight after this selection that we have to do. there is an optional fight, which we don't have to do whatsoever. We can entirely avoid it, and that is my intention. We'll just, do we need to Thorn snare that one? No, we don't. Let's just get some more ranged attacks there. And even with just a bolt rifle, that is still a lot of damage. And that was 52 damage from just one shot aimed at Harriet. This is certainly the... And that one is gone, and that one is still standing, but not for much longer. Definitely not for much longer. There we go. Some bullets there, some fireballs here, and I think we can say goodbye to this AI body. Even though it's an AI body too, I don't think... Yep, that one is now gone. And that is even more bullets here for Joe. We'll just do that there, and there is another encounter heading our way. This one is a little bit more challenging. There is an AI body 2 over there, and 2 AI body 1s. We'll Thorn snare that one, definitely. And we'll have a ranged attack here, and a selection of them. Actually, we could just focus on getting rid of this one right now, and have Melthus fireball that one and Dra hit that one. Getting rid of one enemy completely is probably better. You just stay right there. And that one's going to do a ranged attack. No, melee attacks. Never mind, they still deal a lot of damage. Wow, that was most of Tom's health. Alright, we want some firepower there. And that one is now gone, which is fantastic. Now you can see why I got all of these healing potions. We most certainly need them. And even though Harriet's only took a little bit of damage, we're going to use these quite liberally. There we go. What do we want now? There is an AI body 2 and an AI body 1 there. I think we want to focus on getting rid of this one right now with the ranged attacks from the guns. And a fireball there, and a Thorn snare right here to freeze that one in place. There we go. If you want to actually deal with the final encounter most effectively, you need Thunag in your party, because one of the spells that he has is really good against it. I'll explain that in more detail, however, when we get to that point. We'll just fire on this one right now. With all of our ranged attacks, we might as well, and we'll have Dra and Melthus hit that one with a spell and melee attacks apiece. This poor AI body 2 really doesn't stand that much of a chance right now. We are very well equipped, especially now that we have those heavy firearms. I'm surprised the game didn't just call them rifles, considering that the pistol was called a pistol, and there was one hit there to take care of that one. Brilliant. The game is giving us loads of cartridges right now, which is a shame, because beyond this area we really don't need them anymore. Any more encounters? Yes indeed, there are. There is this one right here that we're going to be dealing with. Alright, we'll deal with it in exactly the same way. We'll have attacks here and here. There we go. We might as well actually deal with this one first, I think. And actually, no. Dealing with the AI body one is just far more sensible. So we'll switch those back around. Probably better that we do it that way. And no magic there is really needed. A fireball there will certainly help. And really just taking care to make sure that none of the party get too low in their health. Because the fact that we're level 50... and our party has over 200 health. These pistol rounds deal 50 or 60 damage. And that was one critical hit to take care of that one. Absolutely marvellous. We'll also have a Thorn snare here to stop that one from doing anything. Imagine Ned's dismay at the fact that we have all of this magic at our disposal. I doubt Ned knows about the capabilities that the Jacantos and all the druids here have. Or maybe he does. Who can say, eh? I think this is a pretty good split. We'll just, actually, why don't we just, no, wait, I have to use Thorn snare there. I thought we were on round 3. We're actually only on round 2. You just stay right there. And that was only one very ineffective pistol attack. There we go. That one is certainly, going to perish, and perish it did. Alright. We'll just, use another fireball. I don't even know why I'm re-aiming the fireball there. We don't need to. The fireball is already aiming at exactly the right target. The AI bodies aren't going to be going anywhere right now. There we go. And that is another one taken care of. And we only have one more to deal with. That was a lot of firepower. Some might say it was overkill. The amount of bullets we have right now is certainly overkill. Alright, we'll pass those over there. Any more encounters? Not many, actually. Maybe 2 or 3. And I accidentally walked backwards onto the panels there to... yep, we'll just light all of these up. Why not? It really doesn't make any difference whatsoever. We don't have any of the... There they are, the spell point restoring potions. This will be probably the last time that we're using these. There we go. We'll also restore that. Hello, you! How are you? Are you well? Well, you're not going to be well for much longer, that's for sure. We'll have a melee attack there, and a fireball there, and some ranged attacks there and there. For having Tom use melee attacks pretty much nearly for the entire game, having him suddenly switch over to ranged attacks at the end is the reason why you want to make sure that ranged skill is trained pretty much to maximum, and that enemy is just gone. One critical hit certainly did its work there. And this encounter is already been disposed of. There's only one more AI body left. Only one more, and we can take care of one more. Also, I really should have aimed those after I advanced rather than before. There we go, and why not just use a melee attack, Melthus? It's not like this encounter is going to last very long. And that enemy is also gone. Even more bullets for us. A lot of bullets. We have over 100, actually. We can't stack them anymore. And Joe has no space left whatsoever, so we might as well just do that. There we go. I think there are only a few more encounters left that we can take care of. Alright, what do we want to do here? We want to get rid of this one, I think. There we go. Much the same way as we dealt with the other one there. These encounters are very similar, but there are only a few of them in the game, so having them all concentrated here, considering that we know that Ned has them all stored in one location, makes a lot of sense. And that enemy is still standing this time round, but probably not for much longer. And unfortunately, because that AI body moved, all of those bullets missed spectacularly. Alright, we want to actually just use some ranged attacks here, I think, because that AI body really isn't going to do that much whatsoever. No critical hits, unfortunately. That one is gone anyway. And here comes the bullets that dealt with that one quite well indeed. In fact, we don't even need to move forward that much. We do need to use some potions, however. We haven't used half as many as I thought we would, though. Not half as many as I thought we would. Alright, there we go. And we'll just wait. I don't think this enemy is going to survive for very long. Nope, indeed that enemy did not. We could actually have Joe just... There we go. He has actually got a lot of bullets here. There's actually no reason for him to hold on to 2 pistols here. We'll just get rid of that one. There we go. And there may only be 1 or 2 encounters left before they're all gone. This is exactly the same as the other encounter we dealt with, and yeah, we might as well use Thorn snare here. It's a good thing I leveled that up. A good thing indeed. Actually, just, you might as well actually use your ranged attacks against that one, because that one is guaranteed not to move whatsoever. Aiming at that one is always a risk, as we saw last time, as it could move. Alright, there we go. And Thorn snare there. And, wow, that was, quite a lot of firepower there. The AI Body 2s are far better at doing that. Fortunately, the AI Body 2 isn't going anywhere whatsoever. Concentrated firepower will certainly make sure that they are dealt with effectively. And I think that should do it. Well, hopefully, anyway. That one is gone, and that one decided to stay put, which was a terrible mistake on their part. Even more bullets. We have so many bullets, we've no idea what to do with them. And I think we have only a couple of encounters left. Here is 1 AI Body 2. We have nothing to fear from 1 AI Body 2. And by saying that, of course, this AI Body 2 will somehow manage to kill absolutely everyone. But no, I think we are in a good situation here. We have nearly dealt with all of them. And I think with all these gone, Ned has no more AI bodies to use whatsoever. I wonder how Ned is going to oppose us now. Oh, you won't believe how Ned finds a way to oppose us now. 13 more bullets. Might as well take them, I suppose. Do we have any more encounters? We have maybe 1 or 2 more encounters. There we go, we'll just have all of these. That is only one AI body too, we really don't need to worry about that whatsoever. And I tried to use a ranged attack that Malthus doesn't have, although his fireballs effectively are ranged attacks. There we go. This encounter is done. That was still a fair amount of damage. A fair amount of damage indeed. But unfortunately, for that enemy, they are gone. We could also, I think, use a potion here. We should probably do that, just in case something terrible happens. For there is, I think, one more encounter to take care of. One more AI body. One more threat to dispose of. And then we have a, in theory, unrestricted path towards the fusion reactor. In theory, anyway. In practicality, it's not going to be as simple as that. Of course it's not. Goodbye, Ned. You may have been a difficult foe the first time round, but this time we are far better prepared for you. Far better prepared, indeed. For there are now no more AI bodies to take care of. In theory, we didn't actually have to deal with any of them. We could have just rushed forward and used the card that we got from the first encounter to bypass all of this, but I thought it was better just to take care of all of them. That way I could save here just before the very final section of the game, which we're actually going to be going to right now. It's worth saving, however, because here is where we can get one final piece of alternate content. For there is a fight coming up that we can completely avoid if we are careful with our wording. First things first, though, we need to open up the way ahead. There we go. And here is a corridor that will lead, anything over here? I'm not sure there is, but we'll have a look anyway. Is there anything here? The answer is a resounding maybe? What is this? Doesn't seem to be anything super important, but we'll head this way anyway. Look, the wall with the coloured control lights has disappeared. Ah! Well, I'm not sure what purpose that had, but we're now going to head this way to the final area of the game. We might as well also just make sure everyone is at full health and full mana, because why not? We have more than enough resources to make this possible. Alright, you can drink that, and that's probably close enough, and you can drink that. Excellent. That is actually the exit, so saving here is actually better than saving where I was before. For there is one more thing that we need to do, and one way that we can do it very badly indeed.